I built my dream LEGO Star Wars room from scratch, and today I'm going to show you how, as well as all of the amazing MOCs, sets and minifigures inside of it. But let's start at the beginning. My friend Brickcrafts and I rented out a place in Germany to open up a museum, and this was going to be the Star Wars room. It wasn't in a great shape, so we started renovating it by redoing the walls in complete black, as well as the ceiling. I really hated this job because this ceiling wasn't meant to be painted in another color. The floor was easier, we just bought some of these black mats and laid them out. You can get them at the utility store. They are really great for working and also gym purposes if you like to build a gym yourself. Next up was this 4-meter long display case I built with my neighbor. This is 100% custom made since we had one special use in mind. We wanted to display every single Star Wars minifigure since 1999. We painted it black, put glass inside of it, glued the base plates on it, and used these 3 bricks to put minifigures on the wall. This is so much cheaper than buying the original LEGO displays, and you can place them individually as you like. Luckily, I have almost every LEGO Star Wars minifigure. Here you can see my friend Bricks of Mace putting them on the wall. And I also have the heart of my collection, the Chrome C-3PO and the New York I Love Yoda. This one was given out at a special event on the Times Square in 2013, and I got lucky a few years back and found one on eBay. Really happy with this, but I also have the infamous Cloud City Boba Fett, as well as Finstello from the Resistance Bomber, the rare Commander Fox with the missing printing on the stomach, and one of my favorite minifigures of all time, Chrome Darth Vader. All the minifigures are sorted by year. I really like to take a look at them once in a while and see, oh man, this was released in my birth year. Some minifigures really improved over time. These year plaques are all built with these 1x2 tiles, so they all look kind of similar next to each other. But what about the lower part? Well, I wanted to build a MOC in there, and the measurements were perfect for the 8080s, and I decided to start building Hoth, with the goal in mind of displaying every unmotorized playscale 8080 walker there is. My favorite one is the 2010 version, which I crashed on the ground. Luke Skywalker also split a 80ST walker in half and escaped the Wampa as well. This was the final module I added to this build. I built a little hole in the ground, covered it with snow, used these tooth for ice spikes and put his lightsaber in the snow next to the Wampa. Luke can also hang up from the ceiling, and on the top you can see Han Solo slicing up the Wampa with his lightsaber to warm Luke. On the other side I decided to build the Echo base. You can see Darth Vader leading the attack on the rebels here in the snow. I wanted to do that because of Star Wars Battlefront. Next up is the gate where the snowspeeders can fly out of the base. There's also a little hangar. Of course, we don't have that much depth for this MOC, so I had to be creative on some parts. And the back part of the hangar is actually my favorite part. This was built by my friend Bricks of Mace as well. He used the bricks just upside down to create the illusion of these massive ice pillars we see in the movies. Another little Easter egg is also hidden here. You can see the rebel trooper digging for the mini kit. On the next part of the MOC we have a little hallway. You can see C-3PO running with a sign in his hands here. He's chased by Vader and his snowtroopers. The sign actually has a meaning. If you see the extended version of Star Wars, you can see him ripping the sign off a special door, and then a snowtrooper goes into that door and he gets eaten by a Wampa. Such a funny scene, I wanted to include it here. We also have the medical bay for Luke Skywalker and the command center where all the rebels are checking the important data of the Echo base. On the top we have the big shield generators, yes, with 4 buckles and not 3 like in the LEGO set, as well as the big iron cannon. Palpatine is one of my favorite characters as well, so I decided to give him 2 important scenes in the lowest department of the display. On the left side you can see his arrival on the Death Star 2 with all the stormtroopers, the guards and his Imperial shuttle. I used a paper cutout for the stars in the background, and on the other side you can see him as Chancellor Palpatine overseeing the Grand Army of the Republic. This scene is from episode 2, where all the clones are starting from Coruscant to defend the galaxy. But what would be a Star Wars room without UCS sets? Two of the greatest are hanging on the wall in our Star Wars room. I used these figure holders, drilled them into the wall, and then we could attach this little attachment for the UCS Venator to stand on. Kind of looks like he's floating in the air right there. And on the other side, kind of facing the other direction, I put the Imperial Star Destroyer. This is one of the best sets ever, and it just floats on the wall here. To display even more MOCs, I went on eBay again and got these used displays. They were used for a mineral stone collection, and I repainted them, built them up again, cleaned them, that took ages, and built them on the left side of the room. They look really epic. They just cost $200 each. If you know display cases, you know they can get way more expensive very fast. And I do have space for so many more sets now. Really cool. Here you can see all the Slave 1 models that were ever released. The best of them, of course, being the UCS Slave 1, as well as the gunships, the Coruscant gunship, as well as all the Republic gunships. This weird looking thing here was a special promo for the new Skywalker Saga video game. I think less than 100 of them were made. And I also display all the ATTEs as well as all the clone turbo tanks. Here you can see one more special item which is not Star Wars but definitely deserves to be displayed in this room. This is the minifigure of Kjeld Kirk Christensen. He's the grandson of the Lego founder and I met him in Billund a few years back. This is also his signature. Very epic. Oh yeah, and here you can see the special party mode they got. I also wanted to display MOCs that my friends built. Here you can see the victory and death from Christoph. This is the final scene from the Clone Wars where Ahsoka and Rex bury all the other clone troopers that didn't survive the Venator crash. It's a very sophisticated MOC and doesn't need that many minifigures to display the message of this scene. I really hope we get to see Clone Wars again one day. In the back of it you can see a little Easter egg. Here is Darth Maul slaughtering the clone troopers on board of the Venator. I know the Venator already crashed in this MOC, but I still was very happy to find this little scene here. The creator of the show, Dave Filoni, also got his own minifigure. He oversees everything from his chair here on top of the Venator. And this is the blue Clone Wars Y-Wing from Captain Rex, or should I say Commander Rex. Then we also have a MOC from Star Wars Rebels. This is the Ghost. More than 11,000 pieces were built into this by my friend Tim Briggs. This was custom built by him and we also have a complete interior underneath it. But of course we can't show this in our exhibition, so it is displayed dust-free under this massive display case with lightning. Next to them is another display from episode 6. Here you can see the bunker scene where the rebels are attacking the Imperial bunker. Very green MOC and also cool to see the lower levels of the bunker. This was made by my friends Space Bricks. They also built this Geonosis MOC where all the clone troopers are attacking the droids in the factory. We have a little special scene in the mountain here. Poggle the Lesser in the command room and Count Dooku dueling Anakin and Obi-Wan. And you might also find a very special Batman minifigure here. One MOC that didn't fit into the room, but I still really want to show you, is Vodran. This was made by Bricks Lab. More than 14 people collaborated on this build, and it's the Empire attacking the rebels on Vodran. I'm in love with this build. The color scheme on this is amazing. The building techniques are even better, and I'm so happy they allowed me to display this here. On the right side, the Imperials are landing with the landing shuttles and the AT-AT walking through the water here. Very sophisticated that it looks like the feet are underwater. The bridge goes over to the part of the rebels. There's a little village on the left side where the farmers are growing some plants and the rebels try to defend their bunker, which is built into the mountain. You can see the front gates from the front, but if you go to the back side, there is another gate for the ships to fly out, and you can also look from the mountain side into this base. And an old Separatist shuttle is currently being loaded here. To add a little bit of spice, I used these fishing ropes and attached TIE fighters to the ceiling. I can really recommend you this. The space would have been unused otherwise and the ropes are really cheap. Another MOC of my own is Naboo. This currently fits into the Star Wars room. You can see here all the Gungans on one side and the droids information on the other side, where they are currently deployed by the massive MTTs, which are coming down the hill, accompanied by an AAT and some stab speeders. I did a own series on this MOC. If you want to, you can find it on my channel. I'm really happy with the current setup of the room. Of course, there's still room for improvement, which I'm going to show you in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Here you can find more videos of mine. May the Force be with you.